Hi, my name's Nelson, and I do stand-up comedy, and I'll be taking part in the BBC Norfolk comedy show. I first started doing comedy in 2014. I wasn't actually meant to take part in the competition. A friend that I was sitting with convinced me to get on stage and just talk for what was probably 30 seconds, and the people seemed to like it. So a few months later, I wrote a proper set, which was about 5 minutes long. Next thing you know, I just kept on doing it. When I get up on stage, it's a weird feeling. It's like you're going into a job interview or a date, but the response is much more immediate. So there's always those insecurities bubbling in at the last moment. You feel your heart beating, as you walk closer to the microphone. But once you start talking and once you get that first laugh, then everything is just back to normal. It's like you're in a comfortable, uncomfortable setting, which doesn't make sense, but it does to me. I'm primarily an observational comedian. I see things and I report them back to the audience. But sometimes I make up stories and, create parallel worlds, or talk about how cavemen would have struggled with iPhones or something, just comparing situations that, somewhat prove a point, but they're hypothetical. The way people have reacted so far to my comedy has been, it's been mostly good. It's been mostly comforting because, basically you're talking about yourself here. You're talking about things that, are slightly embarrassing, but if it makes someone's day better, if it makes people laugh, then that's good. So far, I've had a wide range of responses. I've had people heckle. I've had people boo to some extent. Give me a round of applause. People come up to me after the show and just to tell me I had a good show. So basically, you're dealing with people at the end of the day, and you're going to meet people who like you and people who don't like you, but mostly I've had positive responses. My two favorite comedians of all time, Richard Pryor and Chris Rock, and the reason why these two will always be the best in my opinion is because their comedy is not just funny, it carries a whole lot of truth in it. And the comedy that I like is one that it stands for something bigger than just a laugh. Comedy that seeks the truth. The truth is, I don't write jokes. Basically, what I consider writing jokes, which isn't actually writing jokes, it's just putting together the funny observations I've made and turning them into a story. The preparation process for me is slightly complicated. If I'm preparing for a 15-minute show, then I have to actually try to make everything coherent so that out of that 15 minutes, no one in the audience falls asleep. But if I'm doing a 5-minute show, and if it's to a new audience, if it's material that I've tried and tested before, then, the preparation is much more laid back. There's been times when I've memorized the set just about an hour before performing it. Being involved with the BBC Radio Norfolk show has been quite beneficial to me. It's been a really cool experience. The BBC is a respected organization, and for them to support you, it's quite humbling, especially the feedback, the support is just tremendous. It keeps you going, especially in a business where rejection is just, around the corner. Every time you step on the stage, you're dancing with rejection, basically. Working with the BBC has allowed me to kind of focus more on the artistic aspect of it, because, it shows you that big organizations are actually interested in what you're doing, and It gives you the push that you need to keep moving forward.